as we embark on an initiation or experience like this, the soul takes the journey with us. And, the soul, the body, and our human experience are not separate. In fact, they are one of the same. So as we begin to venture deeper into ourselves, it becomes an opportunity for us to marry spirit with matter itself, to be the bridge, to be the space to allow for the synthesis to take place. And this isn't anything new, and many ancient and indigenous tribes and cultures, they still practice this to this day. They still practice going out into the wilderness, and they utilize the power of initiation. They embark on vision quests where men and women go out into the jungles, into the forests, to essentially find themselves. And these initiations can be wonderfully enlightening. In fact, when I spent time in Australia, I learned that the Australian Indigenous people believe that we Westerners are only 3 days deep. And this is the concept that if we spend 3 days in isolation in nature, without technology, without any distraction, we will begin to sync with our own natural rhythm and intelligence once again. We will find and connect back to true meaning, purpose, and remember our place in this world, our sense of belonging, as we shed the skins of society, the programs, the limiting beliefs, the stories, and remember who we truly are. And this is essentially what I mean by the inner quest. It's just simply my own expression of it, and it's this idea that in our modern culture we've forgotten that initiation into ourself is a very necessary part of the evolution of our humanity, and we may have become disconnected to that in our modern world, being distracted by technology and other means. But essentially we sometimes have missed, or we may have missed, the opportunity to embark on such vision quests in nature. Yet essentially nature will always find a way. Nature will always find a way of seeking us in the thrill and grounding us so that we cannot avoid the necessary. And I think this is what's happening right now, is no matter how we want to translate what's happening in our world with this pandemic, this virus is inviting us all into presence, into stillness. There's never been a moment in the history of our humanity where every single human being is now aware of one singular point. We're focusing our awareness on one single point of awareness, and that is on this virus. And so when we are focused on one singular point, we're creating a tension, a pressure point. And as you know, diamonds are created through pressure. And so nature essentially is that natural force is actually inviting us to focus our awareness into the current events and to see this as the entry point into a greater awareness. And this is the invitation of our time. This is the true crowning. It's really about us stepping into our true power, remembrance of who we really are and the innate intelligence that we have. And we actually thrive through challenge. And this is how we are designed. And in fact, illness and our body is essentially a way in which it invites the body to grow, to evolve. And this is something that we cannot reach this understanding until we go through a physical or an energetic or emotional experience for ourselves. And that's what we're lacking, is direct experience. And that's what, these indigenous cultures remember, is these vision quests that they embark upon into the wilderness. These are direct experiences that one goes out on their own, and they don't learn, or they're not taught who they are, or they're not taught about they don't need to have something external teach them who they already are. They just need to have the direct experience for themselves. And so when you strip everything back, you strip every person away, and you're left alone to be with yourself, you have to rely solely on the innate intelligence that's within you to be your guiding force. You have to rely solely on the innate intelligence in nature that is one of the same thing to guide you. And this is the direct experience that essentially we're all lacking in today's world, and yet now we are being invited into it. And for many, there is no avoidance of this. This is the thrill that essentially we are seeking. And whether we resist it or not, we will all be invited into this. And you can surrender fully into this inner quest, or you can resist it, but ultimately nature will transform you.